This is the story of a man who's lived a dozen lifetimes and isn't done yet. From the brutal battlegrounds of the boxing ring to the bright lights of Hollywood's biggest blockbusters and deep into the pages of America's hidden history, he's faced giants, both real and fictional, and left his mark on every stage he's stood on. 6'6", undefeated in his first 16 fights. A feared heavyweight who faced legends like George Foreman and Ken Norton. But the ring wasn't big enough for his story. Hollywood called, and Jack answered. From the silent powerhouse Non in Superman 1 and 2, to gritty roles in Farewell My Lovely, King Kong, Dragnet, and beyond. A feared heavyweight contender with fists of steel. A commanding screen presence in films. Then came the pen. With his book Family Legacy, Jack stepped into the shadows of American power, exposing the ties between organized crime, politics, and his own bloodline. This is the life and legacy of Jack O'Halloran, fighter, actor, author, icon.
With this book being on like the mobile platforms in the form of a mobile game, what are your hopes at what impact this would be able to have among the younger generations?
Well, I just think it will enlighten people to understand the changes that have happened in the country and hopefully wake some people up to better their lives. To make things a lot more clear and better, to show how certain things are manipulated, how they should stand up and they have the right to stand up and say something about it.
So if you want like one part of your story not to be ever forgotten, what part would that be?
Wow, that's a tough one. um, just the fact that it's okay to tell the truth. And it's okay to understand that things are real and the things that happen, some of them are glossed over, and how to look at that and take it apart and get the truth of the matter. And I think that if people would only learn to sit down and not be brain struck by the news and this one babbling on and on and on, and look at what the reality of the situation is, we wouldn't have as many problems. I mean, you have young people today text each other across the room. They don't walk across the room and say, "Hey, I'm so and so." They don't even know who they're talking to, which is kind of foolish because you can get yourself into a lot of trouble if you don't know who you're dealing with. And there's a lot of things have changed in our society. There's no the word respect is gone, which is sad. If you don't respect yourself, how are you going to respect somebody else?
Unfortunately, the truth, and I 100% agree with you on that. So like coming back to the next question, like this is something that is, felt from within the depth. Like how do you want to be remembered? As a man, like not as an actor, not as a boxer, not as an author, like as a man, how would you want to be
Well,
remembered?
I think that just to show that no
Hmm.
matter what walk of life you're in, you have a choice
Hmm.
to take the right path, the wrong path. It's up to you as an individual. And I think everyone has that choice, which way you're going to go in your life. And if I could only put that across to people, they do have a choice in their life. They don't have to be brainwashed into doing this or that, or,
Hmm.
there's a lot of, I mean, education is important. People don't read enough. They don't comprehend reality of what's really going on. There's too much fiction going on in life. Just a sad, and I feel bad for people being born today. Because,
Yeah,
I mean, if you look at families, how many families do you know that sit down and have dinner together at night?
not many.
And yet, when I was growing up, if you weren't at that dinner table, you were in trouble. No matter what you were doing outside playing, you better be home for dinner.
Why do you
You
think
know,
this is the
and,
case? Like, how has the shift happened? Like, what brought us from there to where we are right now?
well, I think that a lot of mothers didn't work in the old days. They were took care of their families. They were home taking care of their family. So there was always some parental guidance around of one sort or the other. And wasn't all perfect, but it was a lot better than it is today. I think children are left on their own too much, and there's too many different voices in their head telling them this, telling them that, and to benefit the people putting a voice in their head, not allowing them to be the individual that they need to be. Everyone has a right to be their own individuality, and that's sad when you see that when you see that fading away. It just makes your society a little bit brainwashed, where they're led this way, led that way. That's not the way they want to be led. And I
Very
think everyone
powerful.
has a right to choose their path in life.
So, coming back to like the final question I have for you, like, you've had success in multiple fields, right? So you're somebody that people look up to. So what is an advice that you would like to give to people listening, especially to the younger generations, about life and about being successful in life? What would your golden words be?
I think a person has to sit down and really give thought about what they want to do with their lives and understand that any goal is achievable if you want it. If you want it bad enough, you can get education, or you go to a trade school, or if you want to be an electrician, or if you want to be this, you want to be that. But choose something that makes you happy, because getting up every day and going to work is one thing. Getting up and going to work with something that you really like is a different story. Makes life a lot easier and a lot more enjoyable to be doing something that you get satisfaction from, rather than just working for a paycheck.
Very powerful words. So, message to the audience is very clear. Choose something that makes you happy. With that, we'll be thanking Jack for joining us. Jack, thank you so much for joining us today. And, there's other seasons of the Family Legacy coming out. There's also a mobile game that's coming out. It is going to be huge. So the other things we're going to be keeping in secret for you till the release. But till then, that's all from us. We'll catch you again in another episode. Thank you so much, Jack, for joining me. Have a
Thanks for
wonderful day,
asking me.
you
Have a
and
great day.
the other ones. Bye.
Take care. Bye.